the Western Force making their way out. They're looking to clinch a clean sweep against fellow Aussie sides after previous wins over the Brumbies and Reds this year. Coming off that heartbreaking loss to the Hurricanes in Perth, their 4th loss from 8 games. They've won just 1 of their last 5 games. There was a draw in there, so they are desperate to string some wins together and keep their slim semi-final hopes alive. They've had just 1 win on the road in Australia in 4 seasons. That was against the Brumbies in week 3 this year. 3 changes to the starting team. Sam Wykes in the pack. O'Connor and Shepherd are back in the backs.
Big game, obviously, all round the park. Lots of crucial matchups, but the back row battle, and particularly David Pocock, he's vying for a Wallaby jumper tonight in a great tussle with Phil Waugh. Also, you can't look at the Western Force and not look at Matt Giddo. His influence will be crucial in the outcome of this game tonight.
An amazing stat, he's had just 1 win against the Waratahs over the years. Of course, quite a few of the losses were with the Brumbies, as you would well know, Rod Kafer. 26 years of age, 73rd game of Super Rugby tonight. And the Western Force are out there, so now the Waratahs make their way out. Last week, their run of 11 straight victories at the Sydney Football Stadium came to an end when they lost to the Bulls. They were kept trialists for the first time since week 8 in 2007. Not the stat you're looking for in the run to the playoffs. It's the last home game of the regular season, and a win will maintain a spot in the top 4 going into their bye week. After winning their opening 4 games, they've lost 3 of their last 5. They've never lost to the Western Force, but it was a 16-all draw here 2 years ago.
And
2 changes in the run-on team, Kearnsey, Sheehan and Tahu.
And they won't lose again tonight, Clarkie, that's for sure. Tahu and Sheehan, the new boys on the block. There's Tahu there running out on the pitch. But for me, there's a couple of other crucial players in this side. Number 4, Dean Mumm. He's going to be up against Wykes there, and he needs to dominate. 1 for his Wallaby spot, but that's where it can be won at line-out time. Go down to Sheehan at 9. A lot of talk about him taking the spot over from Burgess and what he brings to the game. We heard from Chris Hickey, he said it was a passing game. Let's see him pass it.
There's Brett Sheehan just in the huddle there at the moment. Head-to-head, they've played 3 times. These Aussie rivals, Tars had won 2. There was a draw here in 2007. Tars against Aussie teams, they've won 15, lost 15, and they've had 2 draws over the years of Super Rugby. The Force against Australian teams, they've won 4, lost 6, and had 1 draw. All Australian officialdom tonight. The referee is James Leckie, the television match official is George Ayoub, and the assistants on the touchlines, Ian Smith and Daniel Cheever. Nathan Sharpe playing for Queensland. He had plenty of wins over New South Wales, but still to taste victory as captain of the Force against New South Wales. There's Gitto and Peck Cowan. Wycliffe Palu. Mate against mate. Cameron Shepherd started his Super Rugby career with the Waratahs. We're underway at the Sydney Football Stadium. And going high there is Will Caldwell, the lock for the Waratahs. He becomes the most capped lock in New South Wales history tonight. Wide they go early on. And now it goes over on the far side, but they've been similar to last week. Similar to what we've seen before from the Waratahs going wide and overrunning the ball. It was Tom Carter on that occasion.
Yeah, I can't see that being forward.
Well, you probably never would, Phil, see those ones drifting forward. But let's have a look at it. Enterprising stuff, though. Yeah, one of those line balls, you can sometimes call them flat. Pretty marginal either way. Happy to see those go. Just as happy to see them called back. But interesting for the Waratahs. They sense that opportunity of maybe having an attack at the Western.
So good field position here for the Force early on. Waratahs 22. Here's Gitto. Wide they go. Shepherd. Now Mitchell up from fullback. Here he has him. He's flirting with the touchline. As well to keep the ball in the field of play. David Pocock in 7. What a game that is going to be. A matchup between Pocock and Waugh. Old ball versus young ball. But the little knock forward there spotted by the referee.
Great counter-rucking then from Loti Tuqiri. Made a wonderful tackle on Drew Mitchell as he entered the back line and then got back to his feet, made the tackle and then affected the counter-ruck. There's
Tuqiri in the counter-rucking there, able to get that turnover ball. The scrum was also an interesting bit of play. O'Connor hanging on to Phil Waugh. I'd suggest him does something different. See Ben Robinson here in this scrum. Perfect back position. You see him starting to drive through, and that Force scrum going up. Castle. Waratahs will really try and dominate this phase of play. Force scrum's been excellent this year, Cave. A lot better than what it has been previous seasons.
And really improved throughout the course of the year, Kearnsey, as well. You know, they would have been, at the start of the year, a team that oppositions would have said, let's target their set piece, particularly their scrum. Now, you've got to be on your job against the Force at scrummage time.
Ben Cowan, Ty McIsaac, the veteran, and Ben Castle in the front row for the Force. Robinson, Pelota, now Palmer for the Waratahs, and here's that familiar run from Tom Carter. Midfield, just hitting it up, looking for quick phase ball. Out it goes now to Daniel Halengahu, and from inside the 22, he finds touch up around the halfway mark. Halengahu getting the start in 10 ahead of Curtly Beale, who's on the bench.
Prior to the game, the Waratahs have talked about running Tom Carter at Matt Giddo. Let's make Giddo make a lot of tackles. So you should expect to see that a fair bit tonight. And then as the game goes on, it'll be the decoy play.
McIsaac finds the target. Nathan Sharpe down to Valentine. Here's Giddo, and he goes to the air now under a bit of pressure from Phil Waugh there. Tuqiri couldn't control it. Here's a dummy coming up from O'Connor. O'Connor still going. James O'Connor, one to beat, getting very close. Oh, he's into touch, only about a metre out. Remember, the corner post does not come into play under the ELVs, but now they're going to go upstairs and just have another look.
Gee, he showed some toe.
Well, the flag was up, but the referee says, no, let's go upstairs and check this one. Well, James O'Connor. Here we go.
Oh, no, well out.
Foot on the line.
No, didn't get the ball near them.
This will show it once again. Clearly out. So no try.
Great bit of speed to get on the outside.
James,
Tahu
yes,
there,
George.
Cave.
The player went out before the try line.
Thank you. Line out.
Line out.
Line out, boys.
Yeah, enterprising stuff there from James O'Connor. Scooped up the ball, put the foot down. Came within 6 inches.
He's only 18 years of age. One test cap already. Missed last week. He's already shown that he could be a handful tonight. Laying outside Matt Giddo. Connor claims it with a foot in touch there, so it's going to be the Western Force to throw into the line out.
Not a bad kick from the Sheen. Found 20 metres.
Get up, over their face! Get up, Tucker!
Taking plenty of time. And one against the throw. Here's Tuqiri. Running at Giddo. Great tackle back Giddo around the bootlaces. Sheehan. Back it goes to Halengahu again inside the 22. And got a good bounce there.
Well, was it touched? No. The crowd on the other side of the field thought it was. As you may suspect it would. They would.
No. Good decision by the assistant referee on the far side. And they win this one, the Western Force. They go short.
No,
And
they can't.
Valentine couldn't control it. It was fired into him. So a great opportunity here for the Waratahs to apply some pressure. Sheehan waiting.
He was trying to dig the ball out, I think.
Gives it now to Palu from a standing start, taken by Castle and Wykes. Now it's Halengahu. And here's Tamara Tahu running straight at James O'Connor, getting over the advantage line just, but holding on.
Yeah, that was James O'Connor over the top, was it? Or was it Pocock? One of the two.
Here's Sharpe, and they go wide through Hodgson. Started his career with the Waratahs as well, Matt Hodgson. Cowan.
Been in great form this year too, Hodgson.
Kick and chase coming up here from Cameron Shepherd, but getting across here in time was Sam Norton-Knight.
Had a quick chat with Cameron Shepherd pre-match, said his ankle was in good shape. He'll be tested tonight. First game for a long time. Wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't make the 80.
Scored a hat-trick against the Brumbies in the Western Force's first ever away win in Australia earlier on this year. Here's Giddo, good inside ball to Shepherd. The tackle there from Burgess, though. Had that been turned over, but now the Waratahs knock it on. Just a lack of communication there, so all the good work undone.
Yeah, Phil Waugh at that breakdown, you see him coming through the right way. There he goes.
Oh, surprise, surprise. Phil Waugh's got a bit of claret on his face. It's only taken less than 7 minutes this week.
Yeah, Brett Sheehan did a good job there, like he's so used to calling Luke Burgess. But Sheehan came up with the tackle on the inside. And I suspect the Force will target that area, knowing that Brett Sheehan hasn't played a lot of rugby this year. So they'll put some players at him. Matt Giddo did it then. They'll also put plenty of plays at Tahu to test him out in defence.
Yeah, we'll do a sub, thank you. There's jersey blood as well, even if it only takes a minute. Sorry, mate, you got too much blood on you. Do a sub, thanks, Gus.
I want Phil Waugh to change his jersey.
Those jerseys are being auctioned as well, raising money for cerebral palsy sufferers. Waratahs aiming to make $100,000 for that charity, and after tonight the jerseys will be auctioned online, waratahs.com.au. If you'd like to make a bid, I'm sure they'll wash Phil's before you buy it.
No, I'd want the blood on it. You'd have to have the blood there.
Okay, that's his butt. A little bit back. Okay, good, I'm happy.
7 minutes gone, 0-0 at the Sydney Football Stadium.
Grass stains, bit of sweat. Beautiful.
Crouch, touch, pause, Eagles.
Valentine. Brown takes it out, gives it to Valentine. Now Gitto. Beat one, claimed by Palu.
Numbers.
Trouble here.
But someone got in the way of the pass, and Luke Doherty, who's on there for Phil Waugh, dived on it. So good work by the Waratahs to shut that one down. Palmer. Is it?
3 black roll.
Sheehan.
Stay last.
Norton Knight.
Not out. Mitchell.
Good tackle by Doherty.
Hand off now. 11 blue.
Pocock. Cowan. This is Wykes. That's the 22. And again they've turned it over. Here's Palu. He's going to have a kick.
Well, that wasn't a bad one.
One bounce and into touch from Big Cliffy. He's playing his 52nd Super Rugby match tonight. His flatmate Tatafu Pelota now is playing his 50th Super game of rugby.
Well, we saw the stat before, the opposition half. The Forces spent 74% of the game in the Waratahs half, just dominating that field position.
One at the back. Gitto. It's going to be too big. Just into the in goal, so we'll come back to the 22. Never nothing kick from Gitto. We're not used to that sort of stuff.
No, just trying to probably turn Loti Tuqiri around.
It's a good kick there from Sam Norton Knight, nice and deep.
Here's Valentine. Goes to the air. Brett Sheehan coming through. Good control it. So it's play on, and they've got a chance out wide with Shepherd. Can't get past Waugh and Palu. Sharpe. Taken by Palmer. Corbell. That's the halfway mark. Valentine to O'Connor. On some footwork there on Alan Gahu, but he can't get away. Free kick against the Waratahs.
Good signs early on for the Western Force. They'd be really disappointed they missed that opportunity to score the try. There was a try in the offing 3 or 4 minutes ago, and now been able to maintain this possession and territory.
All the talk this week has been whether or not psychologically they could bounce back after that huge disappointment last week. Up by 11, a little over 4 minutes remaining, and they lose to the Hurricanes. But early signs are good.
Definitely, yeah. No, they're in a good, you know, they've come into this game ready to play, and we're seeing some good signs from them. Waratahs haven't touched the ball yet, haven't really had any momentum or opportunity. Time will tell.
Brown, go backwards. Gitto, he's going to try the kick across field now for Staniforth. And back on the inside. Turner, will he get there? No, he won't!
Super stuff.
Oh, but we're going to be called back because there was a foot in touch.
Oh, he must have called Staniforth's foot.
Wow.
It was close.
Great work, though. Great vision from Gitto. Good skills from Staniforth. The bounce was perfect for Drew Mitchell, but there was a foot in touch.
Slow it down till I get here. Not
Oh.
fair.
Gee whiz.
Gianama died in the Waratahs supporter, but that was unlucky for the Force.
Yeah.
I think he might have already kicked the ball before the right foot went on the right line. So, things not going the way of the Western Force at the moment. Unless he just clipped the white chalk with his left foot before the kick to touch and go.
I think the assistant referee's watching the ball as the ball went, and then he went, oh, hang on a minute. Looking for the chalk
Gap on the
mark.
last two I'm happy with.
Must have been very, very close.
Engage. Don't start to get early.
Look, he's looking there. That's
There's
pretty.
a green gap there.
Yeah, unlucky. Scott Staniforth, of course, who played so many games for the Waratahs. 23 tries for New South Wales. He's third on the all-time try scorers list. His 96th match of Super Rugby tonight. Heading to Japan next year. Will he bring up 100 before the season is over? He'll have to play every game.
I love him as a player, Scott Staniforth, because he's one of those wingers that just gets the ball and runs hard. A lot of them stuff around when they get the ball first off. You just want a bloke that runs hard.
A lot of now, go down to 1. Sheehan back to Halengahu. Waratahs is looking for some position, field position. And that's in the touch zone. The bounce of the ball going the Tars' way. Line out 5 metres out from the Force try line.
A little bit of a breeze here tonight. Would have blown the ball in a little bit, but the roll and the camber of the field just magic kick.
Kaisak with a very important throw into this line-out. He's going to go long, and it's taken by his captain, Nathan Sharpe. Controlled it well. Now they need to clear, but a penalty. Coming in from the side. Waratahs.
Beautifully executed line out there. The throw was perfect. It was a difficult throw up to the back. Nathan Sharpe just caught it right on the fingertips. So his little team around him, lifting him, had to do that perfectly as well. Just beautifully executed. In a pressure situation as well. Phil Waugh was just looming at the back, waiting for that to be overthrown.
.14 minutes gone. 0-0. That time they lose it. 10-metre mark, Force territory, Waratahs.
That was overthrown.
Oh, Dre did well there from a lot of out. And the referee's down. Sheehan. Now to Tuqiri. Tuqiri with a change of boot colour tonight, Kearnsey.
Yeah, that's... So parents will have to go out and buy their kids a different colour boot next week.
Sheehan takes the free kick quickly. Here's Phil Waugh. Short ball, Pelota now. Ducked under the tackle from Pocock. Pocock comes again and takes him around the legs. Halengahu. Wide they go. Norton Knight. That's the 22. Still there for the Waratahs. Halangahu to Robinson. Pocock was waiting for him. Coming in from the side there, it's a penalty to the Waratahs. Kickable as well for Halangahu.
Back you go. Step away, next one, you have the penalty.
It was called coming in with stupidity. It was.
Yeah, that's just giving points away. Both teams showing a little bit of enterprise. The Waratahs, you know, looking at the way they're attacking and having some deception, probably, you know, some new stuff from them in the back line, in the midfield. We're seeing, you know, players running different lines, different angles, decoy runners. A little bit of confidence in this back line right at the moment. They've withstood the pressure the force has had on them, and they're starting to look good.
Now, why would they all of a sudden be doing that tonight, Kaif, when they haven't done it in kicked it any other time during the season, having so much variety in their backline play? We've seen more from them in the first 17 minutes of this match than we have any other time this season.
Yeah, maybe it's just they're getting more comfortable with Daniel Halangahu. The other thing, Guernsey, Brett Sheehan's service is crisp. His passing is very crisp. He's giving them a little bit of time, Daniel Halangahu.
So 3-0 to the Waratahs. That's the 22, New South Wales territory. Free kick, Waratahs.
Once I call you away, leave it alone.
At least one of these, at least one player, probably from both teams tonight, is going to end up in the bin for indiscretions at the breakdown. Both of them got their hands all over the ball, trying to kill it, trying to slow it down as much as possible. Someone's going to go to the bin.
Halangahu finds touch. Halfway, or thereabouts. Nathan Sharpe tonight playing his 115th game of Super Rugby, so he's equal 10th all time. Joins Greg Somerville from the Crusaders. Valentine, Gitto. Now O'Connor, cut out pass, bringing Mitchell in and firing it over to Cameron Shepherd, and the kick ahead. Tuqiri back there at a sweeping roll. And he's lost it.
First one blue, second one black.
Usually pretty good in contact, Tuqiri, but on that occasion just didn't have full control of it, possibly. Well, there's Shepherd with the arms.
Showing a bit of enterprise, the Western Force. Every time they get the ball, it's high tempo, wide passing style, using the full width of the field, fanning out beautifully. Matt Gitto's service has been great.
Free kick, and here's an opportunity as Richard Brown takes it. Runs into his opposite number, Cliff Palu, but it's there for Valentine. And now Gitto looks up, steps, taken by Corwell. Troops arrive just in time. Or do they?
Waratahs have stolen it.
Another turnover for the Waratahs.
I think that was Ben Robinson that time.
And Halangahu punches it downfield. Not out though. Now here's Drew Mitchell. Very good from broken play, but he's going to go to the air, and not a great kick. Straight up. Corwell, he went backwards. And now Ben Mowen taken there by Valentine. Sheehan goes in looking for it. Pocock has been pinged, or will be shortly. There's advantage being played. And it's a full arm penalty on the way if the Waratahs want it around the 10-metre mark. Sheehan is Halangahu. Tuqiri. Nothing happening, so we'll come back for the penalty. Right in
7
front.
black, offside. Once the ruck forms, don't get up and play the ball from an offside position. Thank you.
It's against David Pocock, so 37 metres out. And Halangahu will try and put another 3 points on the board. Halfway through the first half, this crunch game. Waratahs have a bye next week, and then they finish the season with 3 games in South Africa. The Force know that another loss here will certainly put an end to their semi-final aspirations.
Crowd seem pretty anxious tonight too, don't they, Clarkie? Very quiet, subdued, watching the game. No doubt some of them have been at the Doncaster today. A few have watched the Swans beforehand.
I think David Pocock was a little bit hardly done by there. He looked to me like he was onside, came through the middle of the ruck. A couple of calls going against the Western Force so far.
Halangahu. Flags are up again. 6-0 Waratahs over the Force.
The bench of the Force. You can see a little bit chilly in Sydney tonight. We've got the heavy jackets on. Not quite Canberra weather.
Tars are ranked 13th for tries scored in 2009, so they're only above one other team. Struggling to get the 5 pointers in the first 20 minutes here. That's the halfway mark. Turner. Sheehan digs in, gives it to Halangahu, who's going to take them on. Looked up and saw that Tiber Kaisak was there, so we thought he might try and pace the front rower.
A good play from the Waratahs then. Yeah, here we go. He's going to talk to him here.
Too many in this area. The next one's going to be a full arm penalty. Breakdown infringements. 6 roll. Next one will be a full arm for another breakdown infringements in this sequence. Scrum.
Waratahs will take the scrum. 38 metres out.
As Palu takes it in, Hodgson all over him. Well, it was always going to be hard for Hodgson to roll away amongst that. What have the Tars got planned, Cave?
Well, they've got all of the big guns in the back line ready to roll. Loti Tuqiri in there. Wouldn't surprise me to see Loti straight at Matt Giddo.
Sheehan, Halangahu. That time Halangahu throws the dummy. They don't fall for it. Sheehan. That's good work. Hodgson came through, but no, he has to roll away now. And it's there for the Western Force. Turnover. Gitto.
That was very, very similar to the Pocock incident before.
Loti Tuqiri.
Oh, the tall.
Torpedo.
Oh, we don't see enough of that these days.
No, must be the boots.
And again, Drew Mitchell just hasn't found his...
Drew Mitchell needs some of those red ones.
Well, he did the next best thing and he at least cleaned up. And it's still there for the Western Force. Standerforth across to Giddo. Switch of play, Hodgson. Straight ahead he goes. Pops it up to his captain, Sharpe. Cowan can't control it, went backwards. Cam Shepherd. That was well read and marked by Turner. From inside his 22. That's out. Quick throw in though. And Shepherd. Sheehan up over halfway he goes. Got the pass away, but no room to move over there for Turner. Into touch. And he'll take it quickly again. Force is trying to maintain the tempo here. Waratahs lead 6-0. Penalty. Valentine over the head of Turner. Norton Knight. That's out. This time they're going to play the line out.
A good kick from Sam Norton Knight. Took his time, didn't try to hit it too hard, just hit it sweetly down the line. Chewed off a great chunk of territory. Waratahs have got one of the best defensive lineouts in the game. Always compete against the opposition ball, and they've put an enormous pressure on the force so far tonight.
Not straight.
Straight.
What'd you like? Scrum or line out? Scrum, thank you. Yeah, grab your head, yeah. Where is it? Who lost? Someone asked me. Oh, he's got it.
3 line-out wins for the Waratahs. 3 from the Western Force throw.
So it's 10 all lineouts all up. Waratahs have won 7 of their own throw. Sorry, take back that. The Force have won 7 of their own, lost 3. So they've had all the line-out throws, bar 2.
Oh, quick tap.
I don't want you getting an unfair advantage. Go from the back.
Free kick there for the Tars, but he wasn't happy with where they took the quick tap, so we're going to have another scrum.
The Western Force running Scott Staniforth defending it inside centre, and James O'Connor defending either at fullback or sometimes on the wing. Probably just to look after him there, and Scott Staniforth, a very good defender in the midfield, moving in off the right wing to add a little bit of strength in that area. Maybe look after Matt Giddo a little bit.
So you think, Kafe, that's just to protect him from his age? What is he?
18.
Is he? I was going to say, has he turned 18 yet? He has.
Oh look, he's a very good defender. I mean, but so Scott Staniforth. You know, if you want a guy who's 102 kilos in the middle of the field defending, rather than the kid who's 84 kilos.
They always made sure you're up on the front line, didn't they?
There's Helen Gahu and Carter. Sheehan picking up Will Caldwell.
Gee, there's plenty of defence waiting for Caldwell out there.
Inside ball from Sheehan to Waugh to Robinson. He's taken by Castle. Free kick.
Blast the hands off. This one's a full arm penalty. Okay, come over. In this sequence in defence, there's too many breakdown infringements. This one's now a penalty. The next one will be a yellow card if the trend continues.
But didn't he have his hands on the ball for the ruck?
No, I called him to get his hands off, saying there was a ruck.
Oh, Nathan Sharpe frustrated.
Yeah, and I thought a little harshly done by the Force in that situation. The Force are also what they're trying to do, and every tackle they do, they're trying to get a man in between the heart. Well, you see, no, 3 went over that time. There's Hodgins had his hands on the ball. He was in, well, to me, he had every right to have that ball.
Yeah, no question. Referee's got it wrong again. Probably the 3rd time tonight.
No order at a penalty, please. No order at a penalty.
I mean, these are crucial errors that just cost points, and
Gussie,
you know,
I don't want water at
the
penalty.
ELVs have been tried to be designed so that the referees don't have to make too many decisions at the breakdown. But as soon as the referee says we've had 3 or 4 free kicks, now I'm going to go long arm penalties. What have we got the ELVs for?
Ellen Gahu. And strike again. So they extend the lead now. The Waratahs, it's 9-0. They're happy on the bench. 3 from 3 for Alan Gahu, but the Force have a right to feel rather frustrated with some of the decisions that have gone against them tonight. Still early days. 9-0 Waratahs.
Notice Matt Burke has assumed his old position, slotting in there just behind the goal kicker to watch him kick.
Yep, he's the T-boy. Gahu.
Needs a chase. Palu's on it.
Is Brown. Force just need to hit back here.
Numbers in the middle.
Cross. Pocock did well. O'Connor puts a little kick in. And Norton Knight read it pretty well. Now Tuqiri is there in support. Wikes did well there. And through the ruck. Pocock. There's Richard Brown. Taken by Waugh. Sharpe.
Some holes in the Waratahs' defence around the edge of the ruck.
Lost forward by a Waratah there. A hand on him, so it's going to be a scrum, and it'll be a force put in.
They've been very disciplined, though, the Waratahs in defence. When they've been short, they've done the right thing. They haven't, you know, players haven't come out of the line and wasted themselves trying to shut the ball down and missing it. They've just held off and defended beautifully as per their system. They're very comfortable in defence, very comfortable in that midfield. Brett Sheehan's made quite a few tackles around the edges. The Force haven't really tested Tamana Tahu yet.
It's a bit surprising they haven't.
Yeah. This might be their big chance.
Reset on the way.
Yeah, the Force scrum under pressure there. There wasn't a tap from Ty McIsaac to the half to Valentine to put it in. It's usually a sign that the scrum's under pressure. Waratahs were just starting to drive forward. It's Halangahu.
You down?
Timeout. We've got a Force player requiring some attention. Sam Wikes.
Engagement here. Ball should have gone in. You can see the...
If you need it, there's blood on his knee.
It's a shoulder problem for Sam Wikes.
You got anything? Yeah, you go.
I know it's a hard line, but they're doing a similar thing to us.
Okay, if I see a trend come in, I'll escalate with them as well. And you can get out of that situation. Okay, I will recalibrate if we have a period where it doesn't go on.
I love a referee that recalibrates. It's a good word, not often used on the rugby field.
Free kick.
Tight head, keep it up.
And Richard Brown takes it for the Western Force. Gitto, Stanner Force, straightens.
Roll 12.
Sharpe taken by his opposite number, Caldwell.
Yeah, good tackle from Caldwell. They really pushed up hard into that.
Now it's a free kick again for the Force. They want to go to the full arm. If there's any more from the
Another one
Waratahs.
in this sequence, and I'll go to full arm. Scrum.
They want a scrum.
Okay, come in, I'll explain it to you. Slowing it down, no roll away. I'm going to escalate to a full arm penalty if I get another one in this sequence. Breakdown infringements. Here we go. Here we go. Last one. Right hand.
Phil Waugh.
Get up, okay?
There's Caldwell. Oh, Palu's straight over the top. No attempt to start his feet. Should have been a penalty for that anyway.
I thought he warned the Force, so hasn't he warned the opposition as well?
Yeah, he just did.
Oh, yeah, but see, it's going to be full arm.
Oh, there's the Waratah scrum.
Penalty, 7 off.
It's against Phil Waugh.
Cutting down an option. I've asked you twice.
Releasing too soon from the scrum, not bound.
You're unbound early. Back you go.
Geez, the strength
there's
of
nothing
Ben
to
Robinson
discuss.
there coming through on that scrum. You would have been impressed by that, Cave.
Yeah, great scrummage, hasn't he? Really improved, Ben Robinson. This year, really the preeminent loose set, under a bit of pressure probably from Ben Alexander, but at a scrummaging level, he is, I think, Guernsey, the best loose head scrummager in the country.
Oh, Matt Hodgson a bit unhappy about something.
Phil Waugh clearly offside there. Had gone early. The flanker must remain the full part of the arm bound to the scrum until the ball is released. The referee pointing out quite rightly that the scrum half can run away from the scrum in a decoy fashion provided the ball comes to him. The back rower can't leave.
Tell me a flanker in the world that stays on the scrum.
No, I don't know one.
No, I don't know.
Stay down low and hopefully the referee can't see them from the other side of the scrum.
Flankers are as averse to pushing in the scrum as what wingers are.
So Giddo looking to open the scoring for the Force. There's eye view, beautiful strike. Flags are up, and so it is 9 points to 3. 3 penalties to 1. How often do we see this, Keith? The Aussie derbies, they know so much about each other. Shut each other down.
Yeah. But there's been some enterprising play from both teams, some opportunities that have gone missing. The Force having 2, 1 call back. Scott Staniford's foot allegedly was in touch, and another opportunity where the ball got knocked down. Waratahs playing with a little bit more inventiveness tonight as well.
Well, they need to. It is the run to the business end of the season. They've got a bye next week. Mitchell, flying touch. Said that the Brumbies are no longer interested in Drew Mitchell next year. Possession for the last 5 minutes, all the Western Force.
91 of the time in the opposition 22. Waratahs have done well to withhold that pressure.
Yeah, that was dragged down brilliantly by Moen. Chance of an overthrow there, but the Cars have it. This is where the Western Force will have to watch their discipline. Sheehan. First receiver is Sam Norton-Knight. Now Lockie Turner, no way through there. Alangahu. Is it to Corwell?
Force really pushing hard up off the breakdown.
As Palu pops it back to Sheehan. Turner to Halangahu. Wide they go. The bounce is okay for Carter. It's up there on the short side though. Or close to the sideline rather.
Well, Ryan Cruss flew up out of that back line. I think it was Cave, wasn't it, defensively?
Looking for the intercept or the big hit. Really put some pressure on and created an opportunity for Tom Carter. The ball had to go over the top, 2-on-1 there. Tom Carter thought, should have passed to Loti or dummy? And he did a little bit of both.
Dan, on this side, check they're going straight.
Cross has played a lot of rugby league at this ground. It was his home track. He played for the Sydney Roosters in the National Rugby League. Scored plenty of tries in his career. But now, an international rugby player, 11 tests. Free kick to the Force.
And Matt Giddo wants to maintain that field position. With the midfield bomb here. They'll need to contest.
Cross, knocks it back. Sharpe was there to clean up.
Backwards, backwards.
Now it's Josh Valentine. Ducked under a high one from Corwell.
Step away. Step away, please, 7. Away. Hey, get out of it, 8, Black. Step. Don't run in. Out of it. Get away. Out.
Richard Brown on Phil Waugh.
7, take them away. You're the captain. Away, please. Time's out, thank you. Step away. High tackle.
You're kidding, mate. He's fallen into it, sir.
Off you go.
Yellow card.
Clear. I don't want that in the game.
I hear
Penalty
Phil
here.
also, you're kidding, sir.
Yeah. Wanting to carry
I
throughout.
want to talk about things that are 50-50. That was clear. I want to work with you.
Yeah, it would have hurt. There's no doubt about it. He did sort of lean forward into it.
No, that's a high shot.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
Yeah.
I don't know what Richard Brown's going on about here.
Just a bit of gamesmanship, I think, Phil.
I can pull your jersey and you can pull mine.
What were you saying, Steve?
So on the night that Will Corbell becomes the most capped New South Wales lock ever, ahead of Tom Bowman and John Wellborn now, he's got 10 minutes in the bin. 64th appearance for New South Wales.
That's astonishing.
I'll tell you who's not real happy about that, John Wellborn. Reckons they've missed a few of his caps. He's asked for a recount. Big Stillers, he's asked for a recount.
Well, Will Corbell, 26 years of age. I think he might add a few more because he's been a bit of an unsung hero, a quiet achiever in this New South Wales team.
He has been. That's why I'm astonished it's been so many tests.
Or caps.
Sorry, caps. Not that he doesn't deserve them. I'm just amazed he's been around that long.
Yeah. Cameron Shepherd on the long range shot here from 49 metres.
Played 39 games for the Waratahs before heading to the West. Cameron Shepherd. Will it hold its line? No, pushes it out to the left, so it's still 9-3. Waratahs in front. And only seconds to go to half-time. So clearly the Waratahs pretty happy to go to the break now. And that is half-time at the Sydney Football Stadium. Not a great finish to the first half.
No.
Counting down the seconds, but it's 9-3. Waratahs over the Force.
No, it's been a bit of inventive play from both sides, but we haven't seen the breaks being able to be made. We haven't seen any free-flowing stuff. Both teams experimenting with things, but they're just not coming off at the moment. The defence too good. A lot of slowing down at the breakdown, which is really marring the game. And don't be surprised to see a few more yellow cards for players ruining the game at the breakdown. Tah's just in the lead. Probably deserved to be just in the lead. Plenty of action to go, Clarkie.
Okay, well, it might open up in the second half of these two Aussie rivals go head-to-head for another 40. Tahs 9, Force 3. Well, we're still looking for the first try here in this crunch game. Waratahs a bye next week. Cheetahs, Sharks and Lions then in South Africa to finish out the regular season. And then the Force. They have the Lions at home next week. Then they head to South Africa to play the Bulls and the Stormers, and they finish with a home encounter against the Highlanders. Full War and a jersey with number 25 on the back. That's his third change of jersey tonight. James Leckie.
On to go, Captain.
The referee is ready to get us underway for the second half. Daniel Halengahu kicks off at the Sydney Football Stadium. It's the Waratahs 9-3 as Chris Hickey, the coach of the Waratahs, joins us. 5-pointers are hard to come by, Chris, but what did you make of that first 40?
Yeah, it was a pretty even battle, and yeah, we just got to make sure that we work hard at the breakdown to generate some quick recycling of the ball, and then we think we can launch some pretty reasonable attacks.
Yeah, been a little bit more adventurous this week with the width that you've played with, the back line.
Yeah, we've been trying to work on that for a while, Kearnsey, but we're still not finishing things off out there. So, but we want to keep playing that way.
And where do you see the vulnerabilities in the Force, Chris?
Stay on 7.
Look, I think they've made some positional changes in defence that we'll look to exploit a little bit, and we think that there's also opportunities back down the short side.
Okay, well, best of luck with the remaining 40, the final home game of the regular season. A win is very important. Are you optimistic?
Oh yeah, look, it's a tough contest up till now, and the next 40 will decide it. But yeah, no, we're in good shape at this stage.
Okay. Thanks for your time.
Thanks, Clarkie.
Chris Hickey there.
Tars have let one drop. Just hit the deck, no one went for it. Force her away into touch.
So we've got a change with Dan Palmer coming off, the young front rower for the Waratahs. So Kopi Kepu is on there in jersey number 17. An international, so not a bad replacement, Cave.
Yeah, making his way back into the side, I guess, over that long break, and had some good bits and pieces so far this season.
To find out whether that was an injury or a tactical change.
Well, I think we'll find out later in the half if it was tactical.
Dan Palmer had done a pretty good job in the first half.
Here's Staniforth showing it, giving it to Cross. Got it back to Drew Mitchell. Crossfield he goes. Tries some footwork, but Robinson just manages to hold on, but he's inside the New South Wales 22. Valentine. Here's Hodgson. When will they unleash the playmaker? Gitto. He's happy for the forwards to have a bit of a rumble. It's Nathan Sharpe now, heading it up in midfield. Waugh was right over the top of him. But it's still there. Here's Gitto. Inside ball, Staniforth. Great field position. Western Force. Peck Cowan now. 5 metres out.
This is where Matt Gitto can be so dangerous.
Full arm penalty against the Western Force. They take it quickly though. The throw against the Waratahs for the Western Force. Didn't want the 3, and Gitto. Good tackle from Kepu. Wide they go. Oh, and it's forward. So again they cross the line, only to be called back the Western Force.
Gee whiz.
Should they have taken the 3?
Yeah, I think so in a game like this. Oh, goodness me.
Looked pretty backward to me.
Oh. You should, ref, you should. Yes.
Come on, Blues.
Another tough call on the Force. They've had, as we said before, quite a few. Looked a pretty good ball to me. Interesting, Matt Gitto's hasn't really played himself into the game yet. I get the feeling he's just biding his time. At some moment he's going to snap, and him and James O'Connor are going to turn it on as the Waratahs start to tire in defence. That's his plan. Let's see if he can execute it.
It's good vision from Valentine to see Brown right out there wide in open spaces. So we think there was nothing wrong with that ball.
Now the Waratahs through Sheehan. Well, Valentine Kearnsey, of course, had a stint with the Waratahs and couldn't force his way into the number 9 jumper on a regular basis. So he's got a point to prove here as well. Now it's a full-arm penalty for the Waratahs. Not happy, Josh Valentine, man from the Hunter Valley in New South Wales.
He's from the same territory as Steve Merrick, isn't he? From
That's right.
Around Singleton Way.
5 minutes gone in the second half. Still no tries. Gahu kicking it into the crowd. So they'll get the throw into the line out, the Waratahs. Stepped down by Mum, and Sheehan cleans up with Richard Brown right over the top of him. Free kick. Kepu gives it to Palu. Lotta now goes into scrum half. Whoops. Norton Knight, claimed by Whites. Robinson, out it goes to Lockie Turner.
Needs a chase.
Mitchell. Oh, and took it on the second attempt as Palu came through and clobbered him right on halfway. That woke the crowd up.
Cameron Shep did a great job cleaning that up for the force.
Now here's Giddo. Giving it to Wykes, and now Cowan. Back on the inside to nobody, but Valentine will pick it up. Cross. Not a lot out of here on the short side, so he had to straighten and run into the traffic. Cowan. Here's Giddo. O'Connor. Brown as Tuqiri came in and hammered him. And it's loose. Moen looking to offload. No, lays it back now to Waugh, and Carter stepping his way through. Back it goes to Helen Gahu. Here's the kick. Over the head of Staniforth and into touch.
Good kick.
15 out from the corner flag.
Well, he had no ability to counter-attack there because none of the back line were ready. Here comes Palu. Lined up Drew Mitchell. Thought, I'll have you for breakfast. And then it went out wide to Brown. Tuqiri put him down. Good defence from both those blokes. Well, the target was wide open.
Oh, the defence has been very good, the Waratahs. Disciplined. Their one-up tackling has been very good.
Brown is still down in back play, hobbling around. Let's hope he's okay for the Western Forces' sake. And now Gitto from inside the 22. And the Tars have done pretty well because they've been a man down with Will Caldwell in the sin bin, and his time is up. So it's 15 on 15 again. 8 minutes gone in the second half. Here's Caldwell.
Brown looks like he's in a bit of trouble trying to limp back to that line out. Lost.
And Giddo, no, they're going to come back. Knock on both ways.
I think both teams were sort of thinking the ref's going to stop play here because Brown's limping back into action.
You get the while we've got one down, get that blood fix off your face. Thank you. Blood on 7 blue, I want that fixed, please.
Kepo struggling a bit with an ankle problem as well by the look of it.
Richard Brown coming off. They're going to claim it's blood bin. He's got a tiny little nick behind his ear of blood. That'll do it. That's enough. There it is.
It might be just that little bit of tomato sauce for the meat pie.
The ref's saying that's not a blood bin. Kepu still down injured. Spent a lot of the season on the bench and in the physio's rooms. So,
well, he and Matt Dunning injured on the same day, that fateful day at Wembley Stadium. Wallabies versus the Barbarians. There's Brown there.
Yeah, that's how his ankle.
He clutched at it immediately, didn't he?
Yep.
So Harua is on, and Brown.
Good.
Is he in the blood bin, or is it a full substitution? So the scrum on the 10-metre mark. Waratahs 9, force 3. Flat ball to Carter. Kepu, they're going backwards, the Waratahs. There's Tahu. Norton Knight dummying. Taken by McIsaac.
Good hit from McIsaac.
Yeah, that's good work, Ty McIsaac, the veteran hooker.
Norton Knight needed to throw that.
Valentine stabbing it in behind. Oh! And Shepherd read it brilliantly. And the former New South Wales Waratah scores for the Western Force. Force fans are happy in the stand. 9 points to 8, 50th minute. And finally, A try at the Sydney Football Stadium.
Terrific vision and reaction time from Josh Valentine. Terrific kick he put in. There's the time of Isaac. You can put the try down to him. He's the one that forced that turnover. Quick tap. Here it goes. Lovely kick in behind. Kepu was never going to have the pace to beat Shepherd. There it is there.
He called it early too, Cameron Shepherd. I watched him coming from deep. He was eyes open the whole time and called Josh Valentine early. Put it through. Beautifully weighted kick. Both wingers there. Just gets it down before the left hand crosses the dead ball line.
That's his 4th try this year, so he's the leading try scorer for the Western Force, and he's missed 3 games as well, because 3 of the 4 tries came in the one match against the Brumbies. Plenty of talk there in goal for the Waratahs. They still have the lead, but Giddo can steal it from them with this conversion attempt. Matt Giddo.
Yeah, lovely.
Never looked like missing. The Western Force are in front. It's 10 points to 9.
Great reaction time from Valentine, and great to react to Shepherd's call. For was that he heard. The kick was just magnificent in its execution.
3rd time lucky for the Force. Call back twice. And on the 3rd occasion, they get the points. And the Waratahs get the ball from the restart. Well, let's fire up the Waratahs now.
Numbers for the Waratahs.
Here's Palu straight ahead, trying to go over the top of O'Connor, but he held on, the young man. Moen. It's the 22. Sheehan. Turner! Wonder boot, Lockie. Turner pops it on the inside. Cornwall! Try! Is it? Yes, Will Cornwall. And the Waratahs hit back down the short side. He was in the bin for 10 minutes, and now he's on the score sheet with a try. His 2nd in Super Rugby.
Well, so many times we've seen the Force score tries this year, and then straight away they let one back in down the other end of the field. Lockie Turner's feet are going to be close to the line here, I tell you. Touchy was right there on the spot. Good tackle from Drew Mitchell, but he was just able to slip that ball away. Sheen showed it on the inside. Here we'll get a good view. No, that's fine. Bang, there's Caldwell. Plenty of energy after being rested for 10 minutes. Try.
Good vision from Brett Sheen to take that ball, throw the bullet pass. His passing game has been very impressive tonight. That's what he was in for, to distribute the ball well, and he's done it very, very well. Lockie Turner read it well. Cameron Shepherd coming out of the line, just trying to sneak the intercept. Missed it. It was one of those things, if he'd caught it, he probably would have gone the distance and had the double, but not to be.
14 points to 10. Halangahu trying to add the extras. Can't do it. His first miss for the night. Well, both teams seem to have woken from their slumber in the second half. Try apiece. Let's hope they continue. Back Giddo. Western Force coaching staff will be bitterly disappointed with the way they were able to allow the Waratahs to hit back immediately. Here's Halangahu dummying. Pops it back to Moen. Crossfield he goes. Now he settles. From outside the 22. Lord Knight onto the left foot. Harua.
There's holes there.
Mitchell. Oh, thanks very much. Just Cameron Shepherd. Hodson. Taken by Palu. Tahu. And Caldwell. Valentine to Gitto now. Wants to try something down the short side, but Cowan just runs straight into the traffic.
Well, we heard the half-time break. Chris Hickey said there was space down the blind side.
It's Gitto, and 3 of them. He's been heavily marked tonight by the Waratahs, and now they forced the turnover. It was 3-on-1.
Sure, man's got it, 10, thank you. With the 2, Joe.
Alan Garhu.
Have a look.
The Waratahs opt for the scrum. This is where they think they've got an edge, I guess, Kearnsey, up front.
Yeah, they have had not a huge edge. Been 1 or 2 really dominant scrums. They've got Kepu on now. You'd think being a little fresher would be able to help that domination. It's only really been one, well, I'll take that back, 2 scrums of the force that have been disrupted.
Short side they go, the Waratahs, through Palu. Gian, Halangahu. Trying to turn them around, and
oh, there's a bounce.
wobbly old bounce for Shepherd. Just manages to claim it. And needs support. Valentine. Sam Norton-Knight. Cam Shepherd. The side of the boot. Lockie Turner goes to the air. Western Force have it just on their side of halfway. Very slow coming out of there.
There's only one Waratah in there. There's 3 force blokes on the ground.
Valentine. Gitto. Reverse kick. Turner across to Tuqiri.
Torpedo again, Kearnsey.
2-in-1 match is just too much for a hook at a bear.
Sweet as you like from Loti off the boots then.
I think they're specially designed torpedo boots. That's why they're red. And they make you go faster when they're red too.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Curtly Beale coming on. Sam Norton-Knight to the bench. Is that a sign of things to come in future years, Kate? Sam Norton-Knight heading to Europe.
Oh yeah, but you know they want to win the game tonight, so Curtly obviously fullback's a real natural position for him, I feel.
O'Connor, and now Shepherd, and that's been put down by Mitchell. There's Caldwell, the try scorer. 5 from halfway. Short side they go. Sheehan back on the inside. Here's Tuqiri, looking for a bit of the action on attack. Limited opportunities again tonight for the likes of Tuqiri and Turner. Tahu. Halangahu.
Opportunity counter-attack, one chaser.
And O'Connor goes to the air. Halangahu takes it.
The Waratahs' back's not giving Halangahu a chance to counter in that situation. Here's some space and some men.
Over the top from Tahu to Tuqiri. Tuqiri kicking ahead for Carter. And getting back there, it's Mitchell.
Gee, Loti, the kick's not the option there.
Yeah, needed ball in hand, didn't it, Cove?
Yeah.
And just the momentum they're starting to develop. They need the ball in hand.
Yeah. I mean, if you're defending against Loti Tuqiri, red boots and all, you're hoping he kicks the ball. You don't want him running at you. When the ball goes behind you, you think, oh, thank God.
Here's Lockie Turner. the mark in the 22.
And
a nice kick.
Yeah, it's a big roost.
Curtly Beale. Waratahs happy to give up the throw into the line out. Here's Richard Brown.
They've won 3 off the forced line out time.
Let me tell you, the referee's got that wrong as well, because the line, the point of touch was actually outside the 22. Even though they took the throw from inside the 22, they've carried that back. That line out should be 2 metres inside the Waratahs 22. It's been an ordinary performance from the referee.
And his buddies.
Well, the Western Force through Gitto now. Wide across. Tahu came up and grabbed him.
Wait, you're on, mate.
Valentine and Tuqiri will watch this one. Going to touch. 25 out from the line. Halfway through the second half. 1 try apiece, but it is the Waratahs leading 14 points to 10.
Well, that's Valentine's song. Let's get back to that performance of the first half where we just had the third position. Let's get back to that. The Force have spent nearly 4 minutes in the Waratahs 22 to 1 minute from the Waratahs.
Richie and his first start for the year. His night is over. Replaced by Luke Burgess. So will we see Burgess having a few snipes around the ruck? On there by Dean Mumm. There's Halangahu. There's plenty of air. Backwards off O'Connor. He couldn't control it.
Backwards.
Here's Gitto now. Inside ball. Pocock taken by Palu. Initially.
He's tried that inside ball a lot and they've made some space from it.
The ball, I think, might have come off the hands of Lockie Turner there. It did.
In fact, a knock on.
It's a scrum.
It was on here if Ryan Cross could have given it just a fraction earlier. Skimmed it on, tough one. This ball hit his right hand, sorry, his left hand first.
Okay, if you tip the close one.
It's not hard, Aussie derbies are normally pretty close, historically.
Still have another one to come in a fortnight as well. The Brumbies and the Reds.
Yeah.
Good scrum from the Waratahs.
They're happy.
Yeah. I love it when the crowd love a good scrum. I don't get too many cheers for them.
No. Maybe it was just you, Kearnsy, at the time.
And what was good about it, Phil?
Oh, just a bit of power there. Big blokes doing their thing. Would have been a bit of niggle afterwards too.
Crouch, touch, pause, crouch. Ball.
Burgess, Halangahu showed it on the inside. Took the tackle. Burgess, short side. Using the referee for a while there before he ran into Sam Wykes. Robinson. Back to Turner.
Gee, that was a lovely seed from Ben Robinson.
Yeah.
Cameron Champion throws it in quickly.
It's off the side of the boot too.
Moen. Now Curtly Beale. Out on the full.
It was a risky kick so close to the sideline. Put that one in off the outside of the boot. He's got pretty deft skills though generally in that area.
Nathan Sharpe will be telling his men we're not out of this yet. And Isaac. Sharpe down to Valentine. Gitto. Waugh is right on top of him. Now it's Cross. Valentine, Mitchell, can't find a way through. Valentine to Hodson. Good Waratahs defence. Brown, double round with Valentine. Gitto drops it on the boot. Phil Waugh, who won the race. Gitto got there first but couldn't control it. He lost it forward, so Waratahs have a chance to clear here. Curtly Beale. It's into touch. Valentine fires it into Mitchell. Now Scott Staniforth.
He sees it.
Straight through. Staniforth up to the 22. Playing it on the ground there. Luke Burgess. Fairly intentional, I think. Lucky to get away with just a short arm.
Again, Kafe mentioned it before. Don't you love a winger that just puts his head down and goes for it?
Yep.
Every time he tackles Scott Staniforth, you're thinking, ouch, this is going to hurt.
Yeah.
Well, here's Sharpe now. Western Force looking to regain the lead. Valentine, Pocock. Wykes.
Valentine's down with a cramp, so they got no halfback for a second. Here he comes back into play.
Castle moves in there and gives it out to Gitto. O'Connor. Shepherd. Staniforth for the corner. Did he get it down in time?
Ref saying go upstairs.
Oh, nice play, though.
Very crisp indeed. But did he run out of room? Have they hit the lead again, the Western Force? And Staniforth winded there.
Put it down to Ben Castle at halfback. I know he will. Tuqiri tries to get... There's no doubt about this. Oh.
On the line, it's a try.
Yeah, good try. Curtly Beale's come up with the winding play.
Yeah, he's tried to get the knee or the foot in there to dislodge that ball from Staniforth. He knew he wasn't going to make an impact.
No, he's all right from that angle. It's really the grounding. If he didn't get it on the line the first time, the momentum is going to carry him across surely.
Yeah, he hasn't lost control of it in any way, shape or form.
Yeah.
That's a try.
No problems there.
James,
Yes, George.
the blue player scored a try. You may
Scored the try?
Yep.
Thank you.
Western Force in front 15-14.
George, you've got that one spot on. A nice little play from the Western Force, getting their decoy runners working. Matt Gitto's been trying to get himself a little bit further away from the defence. Quite often it's second receiver here, nice and wide. James O'Connor, beautiful ball. And then it was just a numbers game. Dean Mumm didn't have the toe to go with Cameron Shepherd, who'd come in off the left wing. Beautiful, beautiful ball then. Hard ball to throw, flat and hard like that. Crisp, Staniforth hugging the touchline as you want your wingers to. Hard running Scotty Staniforth.
Yeah, and another former Waratah scores against his old team.
Yep.
Shepherd on the left wing earlier, Staniforth on the right wing.
There was a nice decoy run in there. I didn't see who the player was, but just held up one of the Waratahs defenders a fraction. Enough to give Staniforth an extra 3 inches to score that try.
Yep. Yeah, it was a great little phase play. I mean, you practice those things a lot. You might only have 2 or 3 or 4 opportunities in the game to get them right, but when you get it right, you can put a team under enormous pressure in defence. And the Waratahs have defended beautifully tonight, but just a well-executed play.
Gitto from out wide, good strike off the uprights. Can't add the extra 2. Great attempt, but it's been waved away. So it is 15 points to 14. So we'll look at the Western Force bench. Arua, Haig-Sayre there. 13 minutes remaining. The win will keep their very slim hopes of a semi-final spot alive. Is that okay? Did it go 10? No, it didn't.
No, the problem was
the 10. Are you happy with the line? Play the loss forward. I'm happy with the 10, my call. The scrum to you.
Well, he's happy with the 10, but says it went forward off a Waratah. Tom Hocking's on, so Sam Wykes is on the bench now. And Luke Doherty on for Ben Moen for the Waratahs. 15-14.
Yeah, I don't want that big a gap. Yeah, that's okay.
Get in there. Here we go.
Get up. Crouch, touch, pause, ball done. Okay,
Reset
one each
coming
on
up.
this side. Both of you keep it up.
Kepu maybe, look at that smile. Thinks that he's maybe got it over the top here of Pet Cowan.
Touch, pause, ball up. Early show.
Free kick. Sharpe takes it. Gives it to Pocock. The Force will be looking just to dominate field position here. Try and play it down the other end. That's what Giddo does. A low trajectory. Lockie Turner.
White 12. Okay.
Nice kick from Lockie Turner.
Mitchell under some real pressure now. So Waratahs drive in. Free kick. Burgess will want to take it quickly.
Yeah, looking for the whip.
Waugh, they need to go wide. Here's Palu. Palu back on the inside. And Dean Mummy wasn't expecting it.
Nathan Sharpe gives him a pat on the head and thanks him.
Well, he just wasn't expecting it. I think he thought they were going to go wide.
It was the right call from Cliffy Palu too.
Yeah.
He accelerated and he sucked the defenders. Started to suck them in, forced Matt Giddo and one other defender to come across. Created that hole there for Mum.
Yeah, you've got to make a decision when you've got the ball in space and you've got numbers. You either pass straight away or you pin your ears and run. When a player runs, his support players then have to make decisions. Dean Mum did the right thing coming underneath him, but had to expect the ball. You either pass it straight away and let the next guy make the decision about what he wanted to do, or you pin them. And Cliffy pinned them. He just needed more from his support runners. They needed to pick a line then off Cliff.
Well, that's a big let off for the Force there.
Just go straight and keep it up, and I'll make sure it doesn't happen. Thank you.
Phil Waugh, rightly so, complaining about the Western Force scrum. The Waratahs have had them all night. When a referee starts penalising and giving the advantage to the weaker scrum, it really bothers me. Waratahs should get the advantage. The question mark should be on the Western Force at the scrum.
Thank you. Don't move me.
Just over 10 minutes remaining.
Crouch. Touch. Pause.
Win here. We'll see the Waratahs
Ball in
in the top four as they head into their bye week. A win for the Force.
On the tight end side.
As the penalty goes to the Western Force, a win for them will keep their slim hopes alive. What's going to happen? Let's watch it all unfold at the Sydney Football Stadium. Gitto, as he saved a little bit of magic for the last 10. They will get the throw into the line out just on their side of halfway.
Ref having a chat to Valentine about getting that ball in the scrum a little more quickly than he has been doing it. Again, that's why shows how much pressure the Force scrum's under.
He's had a good game tonight, Josh Valentine. One of his better games all year. Defended very, very well. Passing's been crisp.
And that is not going to go into touch.
That's unbelievable.
So we'll come back to the 22.
Whoever's kicking.
Halangahu needs to find some distance with this. Staniforth, one of the try scorers. Halangahu. And Burgess. Cowan holds on. Here's Palu. Palu up over halfway. He goes. He's got forwards on either side of him. Pops it up now to Pelota now. That's the 22. Robinson.
Oh, Kirtley.
He needed to use the numbers.
1 or 2 now will they use them. Here's Halangahu and Waugh is out there. Tahu. Not on the outside of Cross, but here's now Waugh. 6 metres out. Burgess. Halangahu. Head down. Real pressure on the force here. Oh, real not without it. Knocked back, so lucky break there. Now it's Tahu. They'll get it again. Pick and go here from Palu, who's been busy in the last 10 or so.
Turned over.
Turned over.
Wow.
Yeah, Cliffy Palu got hit beautifully in a tackle and rolled onto his back.
Well, they had numbers out to the left, but Kirtley Beale went without it.
Oh. Good pickup.
There's a clearance.
Lots of space there.
And is that going to go into touch? No, it's not. But you've got some distance on it. And here's Lockie Turner from inside the 22. So now all of a sudden, look at the Waratahs forwards just trudging back now. You can't believe it.
Well done to Drew Mitchell. Drew Mitchell, their great kick. Cliffy Palu on the end of Luke Burgess. Nice bit of footwork. It showed some great toe here to keep himself away. Did the right thing in the end, took the tackle. Had this ball been cleared, there were numbers everywhere. Kirtley Beale decided to have a crack. Wrong option.
His tackles are 20 for the Force, 18 for the Waratahs. And Tymer Kaisak now just getting to the line out. Right smile there from the hooker. Western Force, they can seal it here. As Giddo goes to ground. Now it's O'Connor showing it on the inside, stepping, now giving it to Cross. It's gone backwards. Valentine. Richard Brown. Valentine. O'Connor. Hockings on the 22. Gitto. Sharpe. There's Gitto. Cross. Oh, here's a penalty. It's against Waratahs. Well, Matt Gitto here can eat away some time. Less than 5 minutes remaining. I don't think there was much in it, but he says he went higher than the shoulders.
Wasn't much in it, really. Only had one spot to hit him, Tamana, and that was up a little bit high as Cliffy Palu had bear hugged him and it just sort of slipped up a bit. No damage done. Frustrating, those.
Water off and penalties, please.
Plenty of pressure kicks before Giddo, so this won't be an issue for him.
On the 22.
Pushed it wide.
And it's not there, so still just 1 point separates them. 15 to 14.
Number 4 sub.
18 coming on. Chris Thompson for the Waratahs. Dean Bum replaced.
Time back on.
Now Curtly Beale. Drew Mitchell. He'll go to the air. He'll come down inside the 22. Tuqiri calls the mark. And away he goes. Tahu. 10-metre mark. Alan Gahu. Here's the new man, Thompson. Burgess. Palu. Phil Waugh with the kick. Mitchell, no angle there.
Oh, it's a super kick from Drew Mitchell too.
Sending Alan Gahu back into the 22. Across to Curtly Beale. Pumps it down to Cameron Shepherd. Less than 3 minutes remaining. And that's out on the full mistake from Cameron Shepherd. So that's what the Waratahs were looking for. Possession inside the opposition territory. Can the Force hold on and spoil the party here at the Sydney Football Stadium? Waratahs went 11 matches at this ground without a loss. But then a loss last week to the Bulls, and now the Western Force have them by 1.
The Force will have in the back of the mind that heartbreaking loss last week that they had. 1 minute in.
Extra time.
Into extra time.
Chris Thompson took it on the second attempt there. So has someone got a little bit of magic out in this Waratahs back line? Something we haven't seen for a while. Here's Helen Gahu. Flat pass. That's the 10-metre mark. And Burgess goes in looking for it. It's a free kick against the Waratahs.
Yeah, the Waratahs, there were 2 guys in there needed to drive over the top, and they were not aggressive in any way, shape or form. I think the player from the Force that came in over the top to clean out and force that may have been Ryan Cross.
Well, here's Giddo. He's going to the air. He's going to take something special, something long range, and it's taken back into the try line by Rocky Turner, so he'll bang it down into touch.
I feel that last breakdown was the game. All over.
Time has been stopped at the moment.
Get the blood fixed up. Can I have a sub, please?
Richard Brown being sent to the blood bin. So Tamati Harua coming on for the Force. Well, a win here if they can hold on.
Callan,
They'll keep their slim hopes alive.
He wasn't injured before, correct?
The Western Force have 4 more games to go.
Okay, before I blow time on.
Lions in Perth, Bulls in Pretoria, Stormers in Cape Town, and the Highlanders in Perth. Waratahs have a bye next week, so they will not pick up any points. They were 6th at the start of this match. And then they'll probably have to win all 3 in South Africa if they're going to make the semi-finals. Great result if the Force held on for the Western Force, but not a great result for Australian rugby. As we look to try and get a team, at least one team, into the semi-finals. 15-14. The Force prepared just to count down the seconds now. They've already beaten the Brumbies. They've already beaten the Reds, looking for the Grand Slam against fellow Aussie opponents in 2009. They've scored 2 tries to 1.
Force are just going to happily hold it there.
Straight off your feet, kick your feet.
Well, that's always the danger when you try and shut up shop. So, the Waratahs have scored 1 try. They're 13th on the try-scoring list in 2009.
19 blue,
They need a penalty, a drop goal, or a try. That's the halfway mark. Ben Robinson. The next mistake, and it's all over. Here's Helen Gahu.
Yeah, they just need to trundle it up the field, the Waratahs. The pick and drive, keep it in the forwards.
Here's Phil Waugh going to ground.
Leave it alone, Black. Stay low.
Kurtley Beale. Tom Carter.
Not the side.
Still can't get over the advantage line. Burgess. Palu. Lotta now. Loses it forward. And that is the ball game. The Western Force have pulled off the Grand Slam. They have beaten the Brumbies Reds and now the Waratahs. They've spoiled the party at the Sydney Football Stadium. 15 points to 14. Sharpe is happy. The Force keep their slim hopes alive, and that now is a real setback for the New South Wales Waratahs. Their final home game of the season, a bye next week, and then 3 matches in South Africa to finish the regular season. While the Force have 4 matches to go, win them all, they could force their way into the semi-finals.
Yeah, thoroughly deserved, Clarkie, that win to the Force. They had 2 tries disallowed that should have been tries. And the Waratahs just didn't put any pressure on them whatsoever. The Force defence was great around the edge of the ruck and more. The try that the Waratahs scored was a good one, but they didn't exploit that blind side enough, as Chris Hickey, their coach, tried to get them to do.
That was a slugfest. That was an absolute slugfest.
The Force definitely deserved, particularly after the heartbreaking loss last week.
Okay, 15 to 14. The Force have done it at the Sydney Football Stadium. Let's go to Rod Kafer.
Sharpe just asked me, what's the score? 15-14, mate, just enough.
He'll take one, mate.
One's all you need in these games, a real slugfest, a tough, hard battle.
Yeah, that's exactly what we knew we were going to have. You know, the previous 2 Australian teams that we played against, we put a few tries on the board. I thought we were lucky not to get a couple more tonight, but, you know, we got exactly what we expected tonight, a slugfest, and went right down to the wire, as it always does.
The disappointment of last week, obviously, you seem to come out and play some exciting rugby, put it behind you pretty quickly.
Yeah, well, you got to put last week behind you and move on to the next. And, you know, unfortunately, as much as last week hurt, you got to move on. So we sat out on Monday, had a look at it, got through the disappointment, and mate, we're pretty happy with this week.
The defence was pretty good, some great scrambling from the team, probably really improved throughout the season.
Yeah, our defence is good, and probably for the last 5 minutes last week against Hurricanes, it let us down a little bit. But, you know, the attack at the ball was fantastic tonight. And, you know, we gave away a few penalties and gave them some easy yards down the field, but the beauty of that was they didn't really look like scoring.
And you're under pressure a little bit in the line-out early on, but seemed to fix that in the second half.
Yeah, just a little bit of tinkering, mate. I think we had a couple of long throws, but at no stage we lose any confidence there.
All right, mate. Well done. Congratulations on the win.
Cheers, mate.
Phil, tough, hard battle, as Sharpe described. Real down-to-the-wire stuff again for the Waratahs.
Yeah, it's a fine line between winning and losing. Gee whiz, we had our opportunities. I mean, if you don't know the opportunities when you get them, you're not going to win games. And I don't know how many points are left out here again.
There was a few times when you were red hot on attack and the ball just seemed to go down. Can you put your finger on it? What's going wrong?
Well, it's pretty simple, isn't it? Like catch and pass. Like we're in round 10 and we've done it every week. So where do we go from here? It's just a matter, we've got a week off now, but 3 games in South Africa, we've got to win all 3 of them.
The week off will come at a good time. You sort of got the feeling watching the team, it's been a pretty long, hard, tough slug so far.
Yeah, but we had our chances to win that game. That's no excuse. Gee, as I said, we left some points out here, and you're not going to win games if you leave that many points on the field.
Going to South Africa, though, still in the 4 now, or right on the edge. Excitement for you guys in 2 weeks' time to get over and win a few away from home.
Yeah, I mean, we've got to regroup, freshen up. Got a big 3 games. Last year we performed well at the end of the season and won games we need to win, so important that we regroup and do it again.
Best of luck with that, mate.
Thanks, guys.